like to share that there has been substantial improvement in his condition over the past 24 hours. We had significant concern about him after the injury and after the event that happened on the field, but he is making substantial progress. He is beginning to awaken, and it appears that his neurological condition and function is intact. He did not speak. He was able to communicate in writing. When he asked, did we win? The answer is yes. DeMar, you won. You've won the game of life.
What an amazing comment and an amazing exchange that's happened only days after what we all saw. Welcome back to Saturday Report, everybody. I'm Rita Cosby. Updates from the doctors treating Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin after he suffered that cardiac arrest during Monday night's NFL game. Now, we learned Friday morning that the doctors removed his breathing tube, that he's able to breathe on his own, following amazing progress in his recovery. And joining us now to give his medical expertise is Dr. Robert Parisian. He is an orthopedic sports medicine surgeon. It is so great to have you here, and it's amazing to hear about this progress. He's communicating, and he even did a FaceTime with his teammates and basically, flexed his muscles to them, which is obviously a great sign. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, so far his recovery seems to be quite remarkable. And I want to bring the attention back to the care that he received at the time of the injury. And this is sort of a big reason why we are where we are at this time. At the time of the injury, he collapsed down in the field, as we all saw. He took a blow to the chest from T. Higgins' shoulder. Now, did that contribute to this? We're not exactly sure the entire mechanism. However, that medical team responded immediately. They went out there, they checked for the most common things, head and neck injury, so they stabilized his spine. Then they went through a trauma assessment. They assessed his circulation, his airway, and his breathing. They realized very quickly that he didn't have a pulse, so they began CPR. What does that mean? They did chest compressions. And so his heart wasn't functioning appropriately. They did chest compressions that was therefore pushing the blood out of his heart, perfusing all of his organs, perfusing his brain, supplying oxygen there. On top of that, they had an AED, a defibrillator that was there. They put the pads on his chest, and again, this all happened within minutes, which is critical and crucial time here.
And amazing that they had this procedure. In fact, they even did like a rehearsal prior to the game. I mean, it really shows that they were extremely efficient. That quick thinking, you believe, absolutely saved his life.
Without question. So that critical time, when those first few minutes there where they did CPR and they applied the defibrillator, and to your point, medical teams practice just like athletic teams, just like NFL teams practice. We go through these scenarios and simulated events. Then after these events happen, you do the same thing that NFL players do. You go back and you look at that film. You reassess. You see, what did we do? What did we do well? What could we have improved upon? And then, so to your point, in that critical moment, they then defibrillated his chest because he had a fluttered heartbeat, a quivering heartbeat, rather than the normal, typical beat of the heart. And you needed to shock that heart back so he could get a normal heartbeat. Put him in the ambulance, then they put the breathing tube down, which is called an intubation, just to protect his airway, and brought him to the medical center. But that critical moment, so those first few minutes where they're able to do CPR and defibrillate him, I think are parts of the reasons why we're seeing his recovery.
It is extraordinary.
Yes.
And what is your reaction as a medical professional? First off, his road to recovery, and do you think this could potentially happen again with another player? What is the chance? Was this just sort of a freak accident?
Well, fortunately, this is a very rare event. So, meaning an acute cardiac arrest on the field for not just football, but any athlete is a very rare event. Again, we don't know exactly the causes, although this is looking like it could be something called commotio cordis, which is a blunt trauma to the chest, but it could be hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, the anomaly coronary arteries, other congenital reasons why.
Although we haven't heard any history yet, but exactly maybe, right?
Exactly. We don't have an exact cardiac history yet, but so to say that could this happen again, well, it is very rare. If it is commotio cordis, he doesn't have an underlying heart condition, and so again, it's probably just going to happen in a very rare circumstance.
And very quick, his recovery, doctor. Do you think this is an enormously promising sign?
It absolutely is. So the fact that he was able to breathe on his own, get extubated, then have a FaceTime with his teammates and do what he did, and we discussed and we've heard, he flexed, which is something that he does, just reassuring to his teammates that he's fighting, and then I guess he did the heart sign to his teammates as well, which is something that he does express his love for his teammates. And I think these are all very, very reassuring signs, and they're going to keep following him very closely.
Yeah, and the world is watching, and boy, inspired by this, and beautiful to see his teammates, their reaction too as well. Apparently they had tears in their eyes watching him do that. Doctor,
Yes.
thank you very much. Great perspective, and good to see you again.
My
too.
pleasure. Great to see you too.
Thank you very much. And everybody coming up, Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI was laid to rest this